Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the new Lisa Eldridge Spring Summer 2021 collection. I was so excited for this collection and you guys were too. I got a lot of DMs and a lot of comments in my recent videos asking me whether or not I was going to be reviewing this collection from Lisa, and yes is the answer. We're going to be doing that today. I can't call this a review though. This is really going to be a first impressions for the highlight and the blush, and really just kind of a recap of the Lucent lipstick and the Gloss Embrace, because those are not new formulas, just some new colors, and I love them. Absolutely love them. So Lisa Eldridge did send these products to me. I'm so thankful and beyond grateful that she handpicked some shades just for me. I was just completely blown away when I saw her DM pop up in Instagram. So a big thank you. But let me just show you what she did send over and what we will be swatching and talking about today. So she did come out with a liquid highlighter. It's called the Elevated Glow, and she sent me two shades. She sent me Crystal Nebula and Cosmic Rose. She also sent me 3 of her enlivening blushes: Pink Soap, Dante's Dream, and Pink Poetry. So these 3 we will be playing with. She also sent me 3 of her new shades from her Lucent lipstick line. I have Kitten Mischief, Spirited Away, and Rose Official. And then finally, she sent over Affair in her Gloss Embrace. I cannot wait to get these products on my face. So why don't we go ahead and get started with the blushes. So just to let you know, I have the La Mer, the Radiant Skin Tint applied to my face. That's all I have. And I'll leave information as to what I have on my face and all of the details of the products down below in my description box. So definitely check that out. But let's start with the blush. I'm going to start with Pink Soap, which is the lightest shade here. And here is a hand swatch of it. Now this hand swatch is fairly, as you can tell, it's fairly heavy. So it's not going to look that way on my cheek, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a heavier swatch just so you can get a good sense of the actual shade. Now, when I swatched these, I was actually surprised at the texture of these blushes. So I'm hoping that you guys can see this. I'm going to zoom in here, but when I squeeze this out of the tube, the blush is fairly solid, I guess you could say. I really thought it was going to be a lot thinner, maybe even runny, but it's really quite solid. If you ever squeeze like paint out of a tube, this is sort of the effect that you have. So I was pleasantly surprised. I did get a chance to kind of watch bits and pieces of her reveal video. I didn't get a chance to really kind of sit down and study it, and I must have missed the part where she pointed out this texture and it really being like a cream in a tube. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this with my fingers. I know that's how she demonstrated it, at least one way. I know you can use a brush with this as well, but I'm going to go ahead and pick some up, and I'm just going to tap and blend. Now, despite it being kind of thicker when it comes out of the tube, it immediately kind of melts onto your hand or wherever you've squeezed some out. It immediately melts onto the skin. It is so seamless, which is, the skin look that she is so well known for, but it really kind of just blends itself out. Look at that beautiful like light tint that it gives my cheeks. And the finish that these have, just a very natural skin-like finish. You can see the product there, and it doesn't look dry. It doesn't kind of set down to anything matte or anything like that, but there's no like bright sheen to it or anything. It really is such a beautiful formula. It's right in between like a typical cream blush, like one that you would find in a pan, and a serum blush where they're just a lot thinner in texture. And sometimes both of those formulas can end up being a little patchy or a little bit hard to work with because of how thin or how thick they are. It's just so easy to work with, and it's just blending itself out. Wow, beautiful. Okay, so that is Pink Soap. Next, let's try Dante's Dream. So here is a hand swatch of Dante's Dream, and I did swatch it just to the right of Pink Soap, just so you guys could compare. And I do remember Lisa Eldridge saying in her video not to use too much. A little bit goes a long way. She is not kidding. I squeezed out just that little bit of the Pink Soap. I did one cheek, and I still have enough probably for like another 8 pairs of cheeks right there. So not a lot is needed. Let me wipe off my fingers here. Let's apply Dante's Dream. Dante's Dream is almost like a warm mauve kind of shade because there's like a little bit of a brownish undertone, I think. Okay, there is Dante's Dream applied. And on my skin tone, this definitely makes me look a little bit more heated. The pink soap is definitely much more of like a natural flush. This definitely looks like I've been out in the sun a little bit. Wow, these apply beautifully. Beautiful. Okay, so I have one last blush to try on for you guys. So I'm gonna remove both of these and I'm gonna apply this last one to both of my cheeks. The last enlivening blush I have here is called Pink Poetry. And this shade, oh, this shade is just calling my name. So here is a hand swatch of it. It is a very bright, bright pink, and I have it swatched on top of Pink Soap and Dante's Dream. But this is one of those shades that I just really gravitate towards during the spring, summer months. And I'm gonna be really careful not squeeze out too much. I feel like already I'm wasting so much of this blush. And I'm realizing this is a really big tube considering how little you need. Oh, this pink just glows. You know what this reminds me of? Hang on. This reminds me of her Rainbow Spill. This is quite literally the blush version of Rainbow Spill. Does she say this in the video? Probably. I probably missed that part. So Rainbow Spill was one of her like spring last year, one of her spring 20, wow, not 2020. Was it 2020? 2019? Time has no meaning. Anyway, this is one of her previous releases, one of her velvet lipsticks. And I love, love, love this pink. Oof. All right, let's get this on my cheeks. Okay, here is Pink Poetry. Oh, so beautiful. It works just like the other ones. It blends out all of those things. I just feel like the finish of this one is a little bit more matte than the other two. Not complaining, just an observation. I still feel like it looks skin-like enough so that it doesn't look too flat or dry or anything like that, but I feel like this one is matter than the other two. Oh, I meant to try applying with a brush. Let me do that. To this, I just started tapping this on with my finger, but I've got my Refer 24 brush, and this is undyed goat hair, which you can use with creams and liquids. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit and just pounce. I always appreciate the ease of fingers, but I always like using a brush. It is 9 out of 10 times my preference. Wow, I love this color. I feel like a really bright cheek has taken the place of red lips. Like, I feel like if you put red lips on, you can just walk out the door, just have red lipstick on, and you're set, right? It's like finished look. I feel that way about bright cheeks now. I put this on, I could put a clear gloss on, maybe put some brow pomade in, mascara, and that's it. I feel like that's all I really need. I love, love, love this Pink Poetry color. It is so beautiful. I'm gonna have to try and get all of the other shades. All of them. You guys know how I feel about cream blush. Okay, let's move on to the highlighters. So she sent me 2 of them. Let's see, Cosmic Rose and Crystal Nebula. So Crystal Nebula is the one that's a little bit more champagne toned. So it comes with a little doe foot applicator. I'm gonna insert some footage here. And here is a swatch of it. So you can see that it's quite bright, it's quite reflective. And then I also have Cosmic Rose, which is a little bit peachier. It's a little bit, I hesitate in saying warmer because the Crystal Nebula has a little bit of gold in there, so it's pretty warm itself, but this one is just peachier, I'll say. And it's not quite, at least not according to these swatches, I think, it's not quite as bright and reflective as the Crystal Nebula. But I'm going to swatch one on each cheek so you guys can see. So the texture of these Lisa Eldridge highlighters, much thinner than the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter and the Samantha Ravindal, the Auric Glow Lust, I think that's what they're called. So I'm a big fan of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This definitely is, it's different because I feel like there's a little bit of coverage with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Like, it's not just a highlighter. I feel like that one, it's just thicker. It's thicker all around in terms of coverage and in terms of texture. This is thinner and completely weightless on the skin. The Samantha Ravindal Auric, I think it looks absolutely beautiful on the skin, but that is definitely thicker and you can kind of feel, it almost feels like moisturizer. You can feel it on the skin. This is nothing like that. This is completely weightless. I feel like the base color of Crystal Nebula has a bit of gold to it, but the reflection is so white. It's so silvery. That really plays so well together. Like, the shiny parts of it are very pearly and silvery, and then the base of it is more of like a champagne. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. And it's such a smooth highlight. All right, let's play with Cosmic Rose. So again, this one is a little peachier and I think a little bit more subtle all around. You know, once I get it on my cheek, it is just as reflective as the Crystal Nebula. So I take it back. I feel like the swatch looked a little bit more subtle than the Crystal Nebula, but with the light shining right onto it, it looks just as reflective. Yeah, there's just a slight difference. I feel like this side doesn't look quite as like galactic as this side. Incredibly beautiful. No surprise there. All right, let's jump over to lips. I feel weird because I don't have any eye makeup on. Okay, let me put on some light eye makeup and I'll be right back and we'll put on some lips. Okay, world's lightest eye makeup. Let's jump into these new Lucent lipsticks. So she sent over Kitten Mischief, Spirited Away, and Rose Official. Oh, I'm so excited because I would have ordered these three. These are the three I would have ordered. Okay, let's start with Kitten Mischief. Here is a look at the bullet. And here is an arm swatch of it. So here is Kitten Mischief. I love this formula of hers. She has her velvet matte lipsticks and then she has these Lucent lipsticks, which are much more moisturizing on the lips. The finish obviously is not matte. It is a much more satin kind of finish, and the pigmentation, obviously it's there, but it's not as highly pigmented as her velvet matte lipsticks. And this formula is just perfect for me, as you guys know. So next we have Spirited Away. Here is a close look at the bullet, and here it is arm swatched. How pretty. I don't know how she does it, but she gets this like really interesting like tone for the lipsticks. I never ever am able to like succinctly verbally express to you what I see when I see her lipsticks, because I see a little bit of brown, I see a little bit of pink, I see just a hint of peachiness as well. Like, it's got everything going on, and then it will kind of change depending on like what else you have on your face. It's just incredible. So this is Spirited Away, beautiful brownie nudie pink with a hint of peach. Next we have Rose Official. Here is a close look at the bullet, and here is a swatch of that on my arm. And here is a look at all three of the shades that I have, so you can kind of compare all three. Here is Rose Official. There is something so luminous about this color. Again, just such a mysterious kind of undertone. There's a lot more blue in this shade than the other two, so this one's a little bit cooler, but it still manages to be very kind of like bright and just luminescent. Stunning, absolutely stunning. All right, and last but not least, we have Gloss Embrace in Affair. So here is a look at the doe foot applicator, and here is a look at a swatch of that. So pretty. This, when I first put it on, I thought, oh, it looks like caramel, like it's a lot more brown and warm than I thought. But the more I kind of blended it in and applied a little bit more, I feel like some pink started to come out a bit. Oh, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. All right, so that is a very quick look at some of the Lisa Eldridge Spring Summer 2021 collection. I am, well, one, thank you so much to Lisa Eldridge for sending these products over to me to share with you guys and play with. I'm just loving everything, of course. I'm sure you guys can tell I'm absolutely gushing over here. All of the colors, the formulas, God, these cheek products are just Just stunning. They have won my heart already. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.